Fritz and Mike Wolfe's American Pickers feud explained. They were once one of television's most iconic duos. Fritz and Mike Wolfe began their careers as co-hosts on the History Channel series American Pickers in 2010. The pair had a falling out after 10 years of working together, and Wolfe, 60, continued hosting the show without Fritz, 58. On October 1, Wolfe announced that Fritz died 2 years after suffering a stroke. Despite their drama, Wolfe insinuated that the duo made amends before Fritz passed away. "I feel blessed that I was there by his side when he took one last journey home. I love you, buddy, and will miss you so much. I know you're in a better place," Wolfe wrote in his Instagram post. On American Pickers, Wolfe and Fritz traveled the U.S. searching for rare artifacts and treasures to either sell in antique shops or put in their personal collections. Danielle Colby was also a co-host from 2010 to 2022. Wolfe and Fritz's dynamic was the highlight of the show, so it devastated viewers when the two stopped talking. Here's a timeline of Fritz and Mike Wolfe's feud. Rumblings of Fritz and Wolfe's drama began in March 2020, when Fritz randomly stopped appearing on the show without explanation. He was nowhere to be found when the show returned for season 22 in January 2021 after COVID-19 restrictions were lifted. Colby, Wolfe's brother Robbie, and antiques expert Jersey John Shelley started taking turns joining Wolfe on the road trips. July 2021. Frank says he hasn't spoken to Mike in 2 years. Fritz told The Sun that he stopped filming the show because he had back surgery. He was also dealing with his Crohn's disease and alcohol abuse. "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years," Fritz said in the interview. "He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is." Fritz added, "The show is tilted towards him, Wolfe 1000%. I can't even bend that far down to show you how much. I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me," Fritz further claimed. "I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me. You couldn't just stick 2 people in a van and get the chemistry you get from me and Mike. We've known each other for about 40 years. We can finish each other's sentences. When everybody is getting along and there's no drama, me and him are very good together." July 2021. Mike confirms Frank's exit from the show. Wolfe shared a message with fans confirming Fritz was leaving the show for good. "I have known Frank for as long as I can remember. He's been like a brother to me. The journey that Frank, Danny, and I started back in 2009, like all of life, has come with its highs and lows, blessings and challenges. But it has also been the most rewarding," he wrote at the time. Wolfe added, "I will miss Frank, just like all of you, and I pray for the very best and all good things for him on the next part of his journey." August 2021. Danielle addresses the drama. Colby spoke out about Fritz's exit as she went on the road with Wolfe for the show. "I'm truly saddened for the loss of Frank on the show," she wrote on Instagram. "I'm incredibly sad for his struggles. I have personally watched everything over the last decade. I have many thoughts but won't speak them as they are only my thoughts, not gospel. I wish things could have been different, but we must be accountable for our actions when we cause instability or pain and suffering to others. Frank caused so much pain for himself that it has been hard to watch. I truly hope Frank receives all the help he needs to become well after years of being unwell. It is not my place to speak ill of someone who needs help, so I will keep my comments uplifting. I'm sending love to everyone," Colby added. August 2021. Frank calls out Mike. In response to Wolfe's comments about Fritz leaving the show, Fritz told The Sun that Wolfe's statement was bulls. "Mike didn't call me himself, never, like I said. We haven't spoken for 2 years," he alleged. "That is the 100% truth, and I don't like people that lie to people." I'm not a liar just for the fact that my brain can't remember if I lied or not. He knows I hurt my back. Everyone in the whole network knew I hurt my back. But did one person, just one, call and see how I was? No, Fritz continued. So how does that make you feel? It makes you feel like you're just a number. August 2021. Mike responds to Frank. Wolfe told The Sun, "We all do care about Frank, and we want him back on the show. I would love to talk with him again. We would absolutely love to, but he just can't get it right. Frank is just going through a lot personally with addictions. It's unfortunate that he's made decisions that have him the way he is," he added. July 2022. Mike reveals Frank had a stroke. Almost a year after their public drama, Wolfe announced that Fritz had a stroke. I have been very private in the past year in regards to Frank's life and the journey he's been on, Wolfe wrote at the time. There has been lots of opinions in regards to mine and Frank's friendship, and the show but now is not the time to set their records straight. Now is the time to pray for my friend. May 2023. Mike and Frank reportedly reunite. It was reported that Wolfe and Fritz met up over Memorial Day weekend 2023, marking the first time they had allegedly seen each other in 3 years. An alleged friend of the pair reportedly said that they were both in tears during the reunion. They also reportedly talked about old times, and Wolfe expressed he wanted Fritz back on the show. October 1, 2024. Mike announces Frank's death. Wolfe and Fritz's on-screen reunion never came to be. Wolfe announced his former co-host's passing in an emotional Instagram post. I've known Frank for more than half my life, and what you've seen on TV has always been what I have seen. A dreamer who was just as sensitive as he was funny, Wolfe wrote. The same off-camera as he was on, Frank had a way of reaching the hearts of so many by just being himself. The statement continued, "Who would have ever dreamed we would share the cockpit of a white cargo van in front of millions of people interested in our adventures? Before the show, we would take off together to places we never knew existed with no destination in mind, and just the shared passion to discover something interesting and historic." Wolfe concluded his post, "I love you, buddy, and will miss you so much I know you're in a better place." The feud between Frank Fritz and Mike Wolfe, stars of the popular History Channel show American Pickers, became one of the most talked about behind-the-scenes dramas in reality television. The two had been longtime friends and co-stars on the show, which premiered in 2010, where they traveled across America, hunting for rare and valuable antiques in people's backyards, barns, and storage units. However, their working relationship, once a dynamic and harmonious partnership, slowly deteriorated, leading to Fritz's departure from the show in 2020, and ultimately an ongoing public feud. The rise of American Pickers. American Pickers was an instant hit. Viewers loved the mix of adventure, history, and the thrill of uncovering hidden treasures. At the heart of the show were two distinct personalities. Mike Wolfe, the charismatic and outgoing picking professional, was known for his business savvy and ability to spot valuable items in seemingly ordinary collections. Frank Fritz, his longtime friend and co-host, was the more eccentric and jovial sidekick, known for his quirky humor and deep knowledge of antiques. The two shared a passion for history, and that enthusiasm was palpable on screen. Fans of the show loved the way Mike and Frank interacted, with Frank often poking fun at Mike's more serious demeanor. Their relationship was one of camaraderie and trust. Mike would often reassure Frank when they encountered a tough situation, and Frank was known to lighten the mood with his jokes and off-the-wall observations. Tensions began to surface. While the show's success seemed to amplify their bond, there were rumblings that not everything was as harmonious behind the scenes. Reports began to surface that Mike and Frank were growing apart, and their personal and professional relationship was becoming strained. It wasn't long before fans noticed that Frank was no longer appearing in episodes as frequently, and when he did show up,